Did you know that language literally shapes your brain? I don't mean this figuratively. I mean literally. Your neurophysiology, the structures in your brain are shaped by the language that you hear and use. Let me give you an example of this. It was once thought that humans could only be so good at directions. To a point, we have an ability to orient ourselves in space and have a kind of running working memory for where we are. But at a certain point, especially when we're in new places, we tend to get lost. My mom calls this getting turned around. But researchers have found that this is because we place ourselves as the center of our universe. We use terminology like left and right more than we use terminology like north and south. But there are certain Aboriginal tribes that do not have words for left and right. All directions are oriented around the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. And so you don't have a left leg and a right leg, you have a north leg and a south leg. And if you turn around, your south leg becomes your north leg and your north leg becomes your south leg. And you know what's crazy about that? Because their language is structured in this way, they never get lost. Seriously, they can go, no GPS, into completely unknown areas of thick, dense forests, far from home, 20, 30, 50 miles, and know exactly how to get back. The way they communicate literally shapes their brain. And this can also be seen in other communities that don't have words for certain colors. For example, there was an Aboriginal tribe that didn't have a word for the color blue. When researchers uncovered this reality, they gave them sheets with like 50 different color swatches on them, and all of them were green except for one that was obviously blue. To you or I, we would call it out as blue immediately without even having to think about it. And yet, that tribe could not identify the blue square because they didn't have a word for it. Now you might be thinking, that's neat, John, but what does this have to do with parenting? Well, let's think about it. The words we use, the words that we teach to our children, have a direct impact on how their brain is structured and functions. If we teach them the complex name of variable and nuanced emotions, they will be able to feel those emotions and name those feelings more readily. If we teach them that they are the center of the universe and that all things are focused on them and their orientation to them, they will act that way. But if we teach them that they are part of a collective whole, part of a humanity that matters, where everyone deserves respect and dignity, their brain will be structured differently. So ask yourself, how does the language that you use around your kids build their brain?